This episode of Tekzilla is brought to you by Netflix. Hey, it's time to get our HD Nation on. The original quad channel tuning InfiniTV 4 that we all know and love. Well, this is a PCI Express-based card that you can use to turn your Windows 7 PC into a pretty slick HD cable box. Announced a few weeks ago, though, the Ceton Corporation introduced a USB counterpart to the InfiniTV, introducing the InfiniTV 4 USB. This is not an ATSC tuner for over-the-air reception. It's not a satellite tuner. This is cable TV only. So, and because we're currently using cable cards and the way cable cards work nowadays, there's no pay-per-view access and no on-demand programming available, generally speaking. Surprisingly, they kept this baby at the same price point, $299, same price point as the PCI Express version. Usually when you get an external version like the USB here, they charge you a little bit more, but I was pleased about that.
Is it basically the same card in an external case? No, look at that.
Not really. It's a different PCB. It's a blue PCB. It's probably really difficult to see inside of there. And, oh, maybe I can get it in there, but you can barely make out that blue PCB. There's the red one. This was really designed to fit in. You can see it's a small height card. It was designed to really fit in a tight spot. This, they had a little bit more room to work with, so in it goes. And on the front here is where the cable card slot is. The RF input, USB output, and a little power connector. Simple. This will be available later September, so later this month. It will be available from a variety of online retailers, including some of the usual suspects, or folks can pre-order it now with an expected ship date of September 19th. Check Ceton's website. They have a press section for more details. I'm really curious to see what the future of cable card technology will be. I mean, right now, this is all I use at home, a product like this. I use actually the internal card in my home theater PC. But I do kind of miss out sometimes on pay-per-view and the on-demand programming.
Don't they make you pay for a cable box that sits in a dusty corner of your house?
They could, but that's why I built my own using the InfiniTV 4. I think coming in 2012, there are rumors of a new standard, one called AllVid, and that will incorporate basically IP access, so the two-way communication can be done over the internet, which so many devices nowadays have Ethernet connections or wireless connections to the internet anyway. I think it'll make it a lot easier to build cable card devices with that two-way communication needed to do services like on-demand and pay-per-view. But we got to wait till basically next year to see if that pans out. But some of the companies behind that AllVid, A-L-L-V-I-D, they're some of the heavyweights. So I'm not just dismissing it, but I'm really looking forward to see what comes next.
That would be nice.
Also, too, I think for this USB version, one thing I thought of is that if you have one of the smaller home theater PCs, maybe the ultra low power versions of something that doesn't even have an expansion slot, this is where you'd want to use something like a USB version, so you can just plug it right in and go. Same quad tuning available or capabilities overall, though. If you want to build your own cable box and you're running Windows 7, I don't believe it works with any other operating system as far as the software goes. This is the way to go. Also, I'd say it's even easier to use nowadays. Ceton has gone to great lengths to improve their software. Both the driver checker and the firmware checker for the hardware itself will do automatic checks and tell you when these available, or when the updates are available, and allow you to just do one click to install each. Nice. So it's really become a lot easier to help maintain and keep these devices running just fine. They do regular bug fixes, support for different types of hardware, including switch digital video boxes. That's really what I want to see go away. Hopefully this new AllVid thing will get rid of some of those external boxes required to make cable card stuff work right, but good stuff.
Tonya Z typed data to let everyone know that she did her homework and saved up for a low-cost 42-inch 1080p LCD. Her budget said 60 hertz, but the sales guy was tempting her to spend more on the 120 hertz models. She held steadfast and got the 60 hertz, but now believes the sales guy may have been onto something when he espoused the clarifying nature of the 120 hertz LCD technology.
Tanya does continue to plea, though. Quote, should I go back and get the 120 hertz TV? I have 10 days left to change my mind. I don't have a video game system, and I only have a few HD channels. Did I get the TV that's right for my family? There's sign Tanya. That's really the ultimate question right there.
I think she's fine.
I think so, too. Those 60 hertz LCD televisions, though, they generally are the least expensive technology, save for those really nice PC monitors. I'm looking at you, NEC Display, and your gorgeous 30-inch, $2,500. Oh. Lusciousness.
30 inches for $2,500 is not cheap.
That's a lot. Okay. Anyway, that doesn't mean, though, that you should settle for anything less than the best possible picture from your current TV. Picture presets like standard and movie are often well suited for day and night viewing, respectively. Do be sure to connect everything that you're connecting to your new TV with HDMI cables whenever possible. If all the devices have HDMI ports, use an HDMI cable. Also, set the aspect ratio on your new TV. I know it's an LG, so they call the aspect ratio setting you want, just scan. And that gives you full resolution of the picture and gives you good detail. Also, run that Picture Wizard tool I mentioned earlier. LG's Picture Wizard tool is great for just doing a basic calibration of the TV with a guided wizard. And be sure to save all of those settings to the HDMI ports. Also, turn off video noise reduction, be it digital, MPEG, or otherwise. You do not need that with modern digital cable systems, at least in this country. And if you're feeling really adventurous, connect that TV to the internet and let it do all its updates for software and maybe even firmware for the TV itself. Now, one thing that 60 Hz LCDs lack compared to the 120 Hz and faster models is something called the MCME engine, or Motion Compensation Motion Estimation Engine. That's the dreaded piece of silicon that enables the wonderful motion smoothing effect that everyone seems to love so much. Yes. Well, you know what though?
Let's make classic cinema look like a telenovela
or
soap
shot
opera
on a camcorder.
Right.
But that smoother picture motion actually translates into a more detailed picture compared to an unsmoothed picture. Basically, you get what they call more motion resolution. This is particularly true more so with video that was originally recorded at 24 frames per second than, say, 60 or 30 frames per second or field per second video that may be recorded using other formats.
Right.
If you turn off that motion smoothing, you're going to see a drop in motion resolution, basically resolution when things are actually moving on screen. Now, the very fast switching speed of plasma TVs, the pixel switching speed, provides excellent motion resolution. Hence, really, that's the reason why the LCD folks were turning toward hardware like MCME to even up the field and create a more detailed looking picture at the expense of some unnatural looking camera motion and smoothness.
Well, it's also it's unnatural because we're just trained to watch movies the way movies look with the flicker. But if it was 60 Hertz versus 240 Hertz, I might say you might want to think about the 240 Hertz television. But the reality is 60 Hertz is going to look fantastic. If your family's been watching movies on a standard definition television, I think you get a Blu-ray player, the HDTV, you're going to be super, super happy with what you see.
Yep, go through those settings, so the basic settings, and tune up a little bit and everything. And they make it pretty easy to do that on your particular TV, so there's no excuse to just don't judge it by its current quality. Make sure you've tuned up everything a little bit before you make the final decision. So.
Do one of Robert's calibration routines.
Yeah!
It's amazing.
Do it! Hey, now it's time for the new Blu-ray releases for September 6th, 2011. First up, The Office Season 7. It's released in an MPEG-4 AVC codec with an original 1:7:8:1 aspect ratio and a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 soundtrack. The season's 24 episodes are spread across 4 discs, including extended versions of 2 episodes, commentary on 5 episodes, 110 minutes of deleted scenes, a 15-minute blooper reel, 3 webisodes totaling 8 minutes, and the full 26-minute version of Michael Scott's film, Threat Level Midnight. Both Blu-ray.com and High Def Digest give the video quality 4 out of 5, saying, quote, "The transfer offers some solid levels of detail and realistic but still pleasing colors," unquote. Also included is a BD Live feature that will allow you to watch Season 8 episodes beginning the day after they air. Next up, Hanna. This 2011 film stars Eric Bana as a father who has raised his daughter, played by Saoirse Ronan, in isolation and trained her to become an assassin. It comes on a single 50GB disc with an MPEG-4 AVC codec, 2:35:1 aspect ratio, and a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 soundtrack. Both Blu-ray.com and High Def Digest give the video quality 4.5 out of 5 stars, saying, quote, "The softness, grittiness, and garishness that appear from time to time adheres to the filmmaker's dizzying vision to the letter. Vision, excuse me, unquote. Extras include an audio commentary with the director, a 90-second alternate ending, 4 minutes of deleted scenes, and a 13-minute featurette on Saoirse's training, a 9-minute behind the scenes as the cast and crew talk about developing the story, a 6-minute featurette focusing on the Chemical Brothers score, 2 minutes on the various locations, and 3 minutes dissecting the choreography and shooting one of the pivotal scenes. Also released this week, Scarface. This 1983 gangster classic that depicts an immigrant's rise from struggling refugee to cocaine kingpin was directed by Brian De Palma and stars an epic Al Pacino, Robert Loggia, Stephen Bauer, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Oliver Stone wrote the screenplay, and the movie comes on a 50GB disc with a 1080p video using the VC1 codec, a 2:35:1 aspect ratio, and a DTS HD Master Audio 7.1 soundtrack. Extras include everything from the previously released DVDs in standard definition, and a new Blu-ray feature dubbed Scarface Scorecard that can be enabled to track throughout the movie how many bullets are fired and how many times someone drops an F-bomb. Blu-ray.com and High Def Digest give the limited edition Steelbook a 4 and a 4.5 out of 5 stars, respectively. Both sites praised its solidly mixed lossless audio soundtrack and the movie's often violent depiction of the Florida tropics during the 1980s. But sharp eyes will note some video noise reduction artifacts, edge enhancements, and crushed dark details. The limited edition Steelbook version of Scarface also includes the 1932 original on DVD, 10 collectible art cards, a coupon for a digital copy that expires next year, all wrapped in a nifty steel case. And as always, check out our show notes at Tekzilla.com or HDNation.tv for the rest of this week's Blu-ray releases. It's time to thank one of our sponsors, Netflix. With more than 23 million members, Netflix is the world's largest subscription service, instantly streaming TV episodes and movies. Members can watch instantly thousands of titles on a vast array of streaming devices, including Microsoft's Xbox 360, Sony's PlayStation 3 game console, and the Nintendo Wii console. As a Netflix member, you can instantly watch as many movies as you want, anytime you want, for one low monthly price. There are no late fees or due dates. For a limited time, as a new member and a Tekzilla viewer, you can get a free 30-day trial membership. Go to netflix.com/Tekzilla and sign up. Be sure to use this URL so that they know we sent you.